Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing well today. So, I was just kind of doing a little perusing, on the internet, just seeing kind of what's going on in the world. Because for the most part, I really keep to myself. I kind of just do my own thing. I'm living my own life, and I kind of like it like that. I think especially in this day and age, in this time, and where we're at, focusing on your own healing, kind of focusing on yourself, your family, and solidifying your um, connection with Source, Creator, your connection with your higher self, the I am self, is probably the most important thing that we could really focus on at this point. Because right now, when I look, I see so much deception in the world. And, we're living through, everybody might coin the apocalypse, but the apocalypse actually translates from Greek revealing of truth. Now, there's so many truths being revealed, yet there's also a lot of what I would call low-key energy, trickster energy, the deception energy, right? That will take the truth and distort it. And it's sort of like creating so much confusion within people to know, like, what do I even believe? Like, how do I even know what's fact and what's fiction anymore, right? Like, because it's like, it's almost like because so much truth about maybe what's going on in your personal world, relationships, eyes are being opened, to what's happening in your inner world as well as what's happening in our outer world, that we're kind of, I feel a lot of us are sitting here going like, WTF, like what the hell? And how do I even tell who's telling the truth or what the truth is? Da, da, da. Well, first of all, know what your inner truth is. That comes back to your own compass. That comes back to your, what I had discussed in one of my other videos about that inner compass. That's your moral, but it's not about morality. It's about what feels right to you. So it's utilizing your own personal compass, what feels right for you, and what works for you in your life. That actually truly makes you happy and brings you joy, right? Not a false sense of happy or a false sense of joy. You can't fake that, right? Um, so in every great lie, what I've noticed that there's probably 70% truth to 30% fatal lie, right? Because it's like, in order for the Loki energy, the trickster energy to deceive you, it has to lure you in with the truth. Because we as humans have a natural built-in bullshit radar. Whether we listen to it or not, and all that's totally up to us, right? But we have this natural sort of like ding, ding, ding alarm system that goes off when something doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it's truthful. So the great deceivers, the true sociopathic narcissists, if we want to put that sort of label on it, the low-key trickster energies, they actually give you a lot of truth in their stories. So what I found is it's very important to stay grounded, stay very discerning, and if you want to understand something, if you want to find the truth, look at multiple different sources. Always look at many different sources. And then I always just look for what's the common denominator. That is usually the truth. So you'll have all this other noise and static and information that's coming in, right? About whatever the subject is. It doesn't matter. Pick a subject, right? So there will be all this fluff filler information that comes in, but always look for what is the common denominator. What's the common truth that's being said amongst whatever it is that you're researching on, whatever it is that your answers that you're looking for. The other thing is listen to your gut instincts. There's a lot of times where, there's so many times where I've gone against my gut intuition and literally have kicked myself every single time. I'd get that tug, that pull inside my gut, that would be like, that doesn't feel right. But then my logical brain would kick in And I'd be like, yeah, but that doesn't make any logical sense. So, so then I'd have that internal struggle with myself of listening to my own intuition. Because what I've always found that with your intuitive knowledge is that a lot of times the truth is actually stranger than fiction. That a lot, so many times where later on I'll go, oh my God, I just, I just had a feeling about something. I couldn't logically explain it. They're just feelings, right? Um, Maybe you have flashes or little downloads, clippets of information that might come flooding into people who are intuitive empaths. And by intuitive empath, I mean somebody who has the ability to use the clairs. You can always look up what clairs mean: claircognizant, clairsentient, clairaudient. They're different ways of perceiving and hearing information that's not just tangible. It would be the six senses. Okay. So, yeah, so each of us has a different strength there that is an intuitive empath. So, an intuitive is somebody who has the ability to catch bits of information through sound or through visions or whatever. But they're just like little snippets, right? They're like little screenshots of the information. You don't get the whole download. And honestly, I think that's wonderful. I wouldn't want the whole download. I think that would just be a bit too much to process. We just get the information as we need it to help us along this on our journey, to help us along our path. And that is a way of our higher self and spirit speaking to us. So when we see things in synchronicities as well, watch out for false synchronicities, stuff that is a thing. So again, we have to go back to discernment, following and listening to our gut instinct, and looking for patterns, and always looking for the repetitive patterns and things. What the common denominator is. That's what will lead us on the path of truth. It's not about what other people are saying or what Joe Blow or expert said this on that. Everything's opinion. Literally everything is somebody's opinion. Even what I'm saying, this is just my opinion. And this is just only my opinion based on my life experiences to date. Now, a lot of things that I had opinions on, I have gone back and I've changed my opinion. I've changed my thoughts, my process of how I think about things and see things from, a year ago, 5 minutes ago. Sometimes I'm constantly changing the way that I see and interpret things in my personal world and my external world around me, right? But that's a part of the evolution and change and willingness to want to grow and heal and learn and evolve. All right. So, yeah. So I was just kind of thinking about this, and Spirit was saying, like, maybe this might be a topic to sort of open up a little bit, because we are living in such an age of such vast amounts of information, but also vast amounts of bullshit at the same time, which is that truth information is being distorted and it's being weaponized on us as well, right? So it's really important to stay grounded. It's important to stay centered in your own being. Don't get pulled into the drama. Don't get pulled into it, because, you know, uh, when you're in that lower state of anxiety and fear, that literally is feeding the beast. That is feeding the dark energies. You are serving it up on a buffet for them, and you're allowing those dark energies to take over and win. And sorry, that isn't going to happen. Not for me. Not for me, anyways. That I don't choose that path. Yeah, it's a hard path. Yeah, I struggle every single day, and especially as being an extreme empath. Like, there's different scales. Everybody has different, like on a scale of 1 to 10, right? Like, everybody has a different levels of sensitivities, right? We're not all here. We're not all here. It's almost like if you pictured like a sound mixing board, right? Different levels. That makes your perfect harmony of who you are. And each of us has different strengths and different levels of gifts and stuff like that, right? Like, for people who are on the more empathetic side of things, that means like you can sense, you have such a heightened levels of senses, you have heightened levels of abilities to sense your natural surroundings. We can feel earthquakes happening that are going to be on the other side of the world. We can feel Mother Nature. We can feel a storm approaching. We can feel literally like the world beyond their own personal world. And I think that it's a very challenging path, especially in living in this times where there is so much chaos and so much confusion and so much upheaval and so much heavy, dense energies that we are clearing out of ourselves and also clearing out of the collective energies. And we are raising our frequencies, raising our vibrations, holding the light energy and anchoring it into Mother Earth as we're all going through this transition. Plus, we're having to sort through the bullshit. Plus, we're just having to, like, literally live our lives, like, what am I going to make for dinner? I got to go grocery shopping, like, trying to be, like, mundane, like, trying to just get through those mundane tasks, on top of feeling so much stuff that's going on. It's freaking hard, okay? It's not easy. But I think that I just want to give this message that, it's really important to just put your energy on what makes you feel good, those creative projects. Don't give the energy and the attention to all the bullshit that's going on, okay? Because that's the whole point. It just reminds me of, when I went in and did exorcisms, entity removals, house clearings, and stuff like that. And every time, I encountered a dark, demonic, low level, low energy forms, right? They would always sort of attack me in trying to create this fear inside me, trying to get my fear juices flowing, and I would just be like, no. You had to get that fear under control. And once you get your fear under control, then you are able to center, ground, and now you're in your power, and now you turn the tables. Now it's like, no, get out of here. You're not welcome. Goodbye. Shut the door. See you later. It really is that simple. The hardest part about it is for us to get our emotions in check and emotionally detach from the situations and what's going on around us and staying in our Zen place, right? I kind of went off topic here. but yeah, I just feel like that those are just sort of some little pointers sort of to help us empaths, sensitives, intuitives, light workers, healers, whatever, moving forward on this path, because we can all sense that there's so much changes and there's so much stuff going on in the world, and it all can seem a little scary and a little crazy, and you don't know who to believe, what to believe. At the end of the day, it actually doesn't matter. Like, and I don't mean that in a nihilistic sense. I mean in the sense of peace and compassion and inner understanding that, you know, if that person's going to be a jerk and they're going to, have jerkish behavior, well, that's not your problem. Kind of not your circus, not your monkeys. Your problem and your whole objective is to look after yourself, heal yourself, take care of your family, your community, and see what you can do to be of service and to help with what you have left over in this world. And we are all here together to help lift each other up, not tear each other down. The whole point of this is for us to learn to work together in unity and harmony, and together we are stronger. If we pick up one stick, right, we can snap that stick very easy. But if we have a bundle of sticks, it's a lot harder to snap that bundle of sticks. So, yes, we have to focus on ourselves. Yes, we need to do our internal healing. We need to remember to take care of ourselves and to be there for others as we can and as they need, because the world needs us, and the world really needs us to be united, because this really is honestly, this is a showdown right now. This is sort of the last hurrah, you know, of the darker energies trying to harvest our that are actually trying to harvest our energies and trying to attach. To me, this just feels like at the very end of doing a clearing, a spirit clearing, that I would always get this image of like this great demon or dragon that was on its way out the door. It was on its way out the portal, but it was just sort of swiping. It's trying to do as much damage as it can while it's on its way out the door. So it's best if you kind of take a little step back. It means being self reflective and worrying about what you're doing and not getting caught up in drama and what's right and what's wrong and what's true and what's untrue. You find your truth. You do your research. And when you find your truth, you're comfortable with that and you don't actually need to prove it to anybody else. Unless people want to ask you for your opinion, then you will gladly share your opinion. But those of us that are comfortable in our truths, we don't necessarily need to stand on a pulpit and preach it because we just know it. And that's kind of how it is. I hope everybody, has got the opportunity to, take that little time for yourselves. Go for those walks, take a deep breath, listen to some upbeat music, watch the lyrics, um, take those nice, bubble baths, or, go to the gym, do your workouts, work on your car, pick up maybe some of those projects that, that you haven't, that you've put aside for, who knows how long, right? Like get back into your creative zone, get back into your creative projects and put that energy back into yourself and less about worrying about, if the world's going to fall apart, because it's going to do what it's going to do. We're going to be fine. It's just if you allow yourself to get sucked into it, that's when you're going to go down the drain emotionally. Um, that's just how it is, right? I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying that this is not definitely a mental battle, of trying to stay positive, trying to stay clear, trying to stay, grounded. It's a boot camp, like a Navy SEALs boot camp. Frick. Anyways, okay. So I just wanted to say, touch base with everybody and have a little chat about, finding your truth, finding your compass, what's real, what's not real, and watch out for that tricky Loki energy because it's tricky. All right. Okay. Everyone take care of themselves and have a great day. Bye.